Hey everybody, sorry for the late vid, but we're going to keep it quick. SPY starts the week as a 3-2 up. As we did start as a 3-2 up, it didn't go anywhere. It's a doji. That being said, you're going to see to start the week, they go up 32260 here. Simultaneous break in the indexes, followed by a change in 60 continuity at 12:30, which is also the 4-hour change in continuity. It's a time we like to know about. Back through, which goes scenario 3, 2, and then right back to the week open. So they sold it down, they bought it up. Now, the question is, if we're above last week's highs, we are into expansion. If not, we might go 3-3. So we're going to be watching both sides of that, but we're closer to a hammer going into Tuesday. Qs, same exact thing. Momentum hammer into Tuesday. Dow Jones, just doji. IWM, just doji / hammer, whatever you'd like to call it. But they're all doing the same. That being said, with things closer to going up or down, we're going to be prepared both ways. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is 2 down in greens. Utilities went RevStrat 1-3 on the day. So even if the market's down tomorrow, these could go up as they were rallying while the market was puking to start the week. Above this, 78.85 tells you duck. The 2-2-day pivot machine gun through these guys, DUK. You'll see the broadening formation in here, making higher lows at this point, so potentially we get those new highs off the higher lows. SO, you're gonna see this. Same broadening formation, slight higher lows, but pivot machine gun on a Tuesday, back through a previous range. We'll be watching those. And we're just gonna send this all the way down here. That being said, there's some other utilities. If you'd like to take a look at those, they're going to look similar. And right now the charts are not loading since we're doing this so late. If we go to like WEC, you'll see setting up as well, etc. The other setups you'll see 2 down in green are going to be Uber, Walmart, LRCX, and the chips. We'll have some chip news gapping tomorrow. So we'll see how that opens up. Uber would have the hammer counter shooter with full time frame continuity above the month open. RevStrat month in force. The week would be green. The quarter green, 2 going 3 RevStrat. The year green. So you got everyone buying an Uber above that. 78.78. That's your IYT transports, and it can tell you things like Lyft, which are an inside day. So we'll have Lyft in there as well as in mention. We did see the transports, although they poked up, they stayed in the middle of this week to start. That being said, Walmart. We'll see slight 2 down in green. Nothing to really write home about. It is 2 going 3 quarter, 2 going 3 month. Closer to continuing on the week, so maybe slight triangle out and then get some going again, but we'll see. That's about all on the 2 down in green list. If we go to the inside day scan, it's gonna be a higher volume names. With the bigger ATR, you'll see NVIDIA, AVGO, MU, and we'll have a lot of gaps tomorrow morning, or at the very least, I believe NXPI should be gapping with earnings. If we go here, you'll see this, wrecked. Nice triangle you got there. That being said, since we're likely to be opening somewhere down here, 181, we'll see if the semis had any of that. It looks like they're flat, so you know, depending on NXPI, if they forgive them, they'll rally, and if not, we'll just have to see. But the semis will have this hammer on the day setting up to tomorrow. So hammer semis tells you. Tells you this. NVIDIA, AVGO, MU. Those are really the main ones we'd like to be looking at. And sorry, I'm kind of jumping around here. Outside of that, we'll have some cyclicals inside. We did see the staples to start the week. A little bit weaker. You'll see things like Colgate, 3-2 day down, but 3-2 week down, making lower highs, so potentially lower lows down into here. Colgate's not having a good time. If we go to any other things taking last week's lows, we can go setup or signal. and we can say enforce to the downside with a 2 down. You're gonna see all the non-cyclicals, which is your staples. So if we go and take a look at the bigger movers in there, CRI, Colgate, Chicken Noodle Soup. Never heard of CRI, but we'll see. CPB. So these, you can see some continuation, some not. Colgate, I believe, is the one that's getting the most hurt in here to start the week. With what? KOLD, which I'm not sure if that actually falls under. I don't think it falls under that. I think this is your inverse natural gas. Cart, take a look. We'll see Cart, what, 2 week down, kicking into this triangle while the market's pretty much just flat. So potentially these guys turn into a bigger problem later this week. But that's about it on the downside. Some staples and that's it. That being said, let's get back to the scans. You'll see a lot of consumer cyclicals: Starbucks, Dollar General, Lynn, which is your home builders, Dollar Tree, up at the top of the list, Telsia Deck, Lulu, TJX, just a lot of cyclicals. So I'll take a look at a few. And I believe, yep, I was on the wrong mode, so my bad. Let's go and take a look. So consumer non-cyclicals, sorry about that. KMB, Mondelez, TAP, STZ. Mondelez inside, closer to going down. Does have earnings coming up. TAP inside, closer to going down. The monthly signal down, so TAP on the downside. With XLP inside. And what we can do to make this simpler is we can go like this. STZ, Pepsi, Kroger. So STZ could turn into a 2 week down off the inside day. Take all these guys out likely. Kroger would be a little closer to break into the upside, but if it were to break down, you have the 2 week back down. And that's really all we're seeing there. Side of that, in the healthcares, we'll have LLY setting up full time frame continuity. We will have T-Mobile, Snow and Light in the tech. T-Mobile after a gap down, bottom of the triangle. So T-Mobile. And we could take a look at momentum hammers, ideally on weekly signals that are in force. So one thing we can do, and I know it's getting long, so you can skip to the end as always, but if we go to 2 up week, right, we go to in-force being true, then what we can do is we can remove continuation if we don't want that. All right, so these are gonna be all 3 2s. We can remove things that don't have a magnitude. So 3-2 expansion we could remove, right? And then we can remove the downside setups. And this would be it. So we can make sure these are 2 up. And what you can do is you can copy this whole side of the charts here. And what we can do is like this: export CSV, go in here, copy paste it, or open the file location. Let's see. Let's go here. ChatGPT. Other ones will work like this, but you can say, give me a comma separated list of all the tickers. And in the near future, we'll hopefully just have this as like one button, copy the whole entire list. and get this comma separated one. But for now, this can work. And you're going to see there's not all of these are going to be something that's very interesting to us, but we can copy this. Now, if we put that in the symbol search, go to the daily, we can look for daily setups. So we can look for hammers. We can look for 2-up hammers. You're going to see, look at 93 momentum hammers into tomorrow. We sort just by ATR. I have like, what, some nobodies in here. I like to filter 50. 1.5 million volume or more. You'll see Meta in there, Starbucks in there, Disney. So Meta, we could consider that a hammer, which is going to be your inside 4-hour. Starbucks, that is not a hammer, so we're scanning on the wrong side again. Here's a setup scan, my bad. It's a MicroStrategy, PLTR. These are probably the two ones that I'm most interested in. See MSTR there, nice. Full time frame continuity and a monthly PMG and a potential quarter signal, nice. Then PLTR with a 3 to the upside month, potential 3/4, nice. So that's gonna be the last ones to the list here, PLTR. And that's all we got going into tomorrow. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next.